Do you wish to get more done but have no idea where to start? Do you have a goal but just don't know how to make it happen? And this is the video for you. In today's video, we're going to discuss how to achieve your goals. These practical productivity tips will help you to get there much faster. Stick around to the end for a super surprising tip. So come on, let's jump right in. Hi there, Joy here. You can add more time to the day, but you can do these practical and proven productivity tips. I have two boys, 2 and under, so time always seems to get away from me. However, these proven tips have super help. Let's talk about them now. Tip number 1, have a written goal. I don't know what it is about writing your goals down, but once you do, you become so much more committed to them, and also you're more likely to achieve them. Studies have even shown that when somebody writes down a goal, they are much more likely to get it done. So don't just have a goal, but also have it written down, someplace where you can see it every single day. That way, you're much more likely to get it done. That's causing you to be more productive. And the next one is make a plan. You don't just want to have a goal, but you also want to have a plan to make it happen. You know what they say? Fail to plan, plan to fail. So, you want to make sure you have a plan to get this goal done. Start with the end in mind. Go ahead and think about what it is that you wish to achieve and work backwards from there. What can you do monthly, weekly, mowing the lawn? Okay, let me try again. Break down the goal into bite-sized pieces and think of things you can achieve monthly, weekly, and even daily to get that goal done. Soon enough, you'll have a plan and you'll be more than halfway there. Okay, so the next one is now that you have a plan, you have to actually make sure that you're following through. There are several ways to do this. Make sure that you are doing your daily, weekly, as well as monthly tasks to help you get to your goal. You might also even want to have an accountability partner. Who is the person that you can count on, you can tell your goals to, and give them the play by play to see if you're getting closer to your goal. If this person also has a goal, you guys can exchange your accomplishments weekly. Not only is this highly motivating, but it also gives you a sense of accountability. If you have no one like that that you can talk to, you can go ahead and check your planner daily if you have one. Otherwise, you can take a notebook and write everything down that it is that you wish to accomplish. Check that daily. Make sure you're writing off check marks on everything that it is that you're doing. Commit to following through. Tell yourself that you're going to do this no matter what. And that will help you be so much more productive and get closer to achieving your goal. So now you have a written goal, a plan, the intentions to follow through, but you can't miss deadlines. These are super important because without them, yes, you can have your plan and the intention to follow through, but there's not that sense of urgency to complete your goals because you don't really have a time when it's due. Go ahead and create these deadlines. These are so crucial. If you're working on a big project, such as a book, you might want to have several deadlines for when you want to have each rough draft done or each chapter or however it is that your plan calls for. But do make sure that you have a deadline so you can have that sense of urgency. You won't want to let yourself down and so you can hit those goals much faster. Another good tip to do this is to think of your big picture goal that you want to complete in maybe 5 years. Work backwards from there and write down all of the things we have to do yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, you name it. And that way you can set appropriate deadlines for when everything needs to be due to make sure that time is not passing you by without you getting closer to your goals each and every day. If you have a 5 year plan, you can go ahead and work backwards from there, making sure each key item are completed in a timely manner. And the next tip to be more productive and get closer to your goals much quicker is you're going to want to use your resources. Don't forget, there's a lot of resources out there, even free ones. You have your local library, YouTube, different websites that are all free that you can use to achieve your goals. You can also plan to budget for it if you wish to go that route and pay for certain things that you feel you need in order to accomplish those goals much faster. But if you choose to go that route, please be sure to budget because you don't want to get yourself into debt for any reason at all, even if it's to reach your goals. So therefore, if you do want to go for the paid route, make sure you're budgeting accordingly. You could even start a sinking fund for everything that you think you may need to pay for regarding your goals, and you can go ahead and put a certain amount of money in it every single month to get to your goals without getting into debt. But do make use of those free resources as well because we got to start somewhere, right? If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments what is one thing you're going to be doing this week to improve your productivity and get closer to your goals. And the next tip to get closer to your goals and be more productive is to become more self disciplined. The more disciplined we are, the higher chances we are to do the things that we set out to do, therefore getting closer to our goal faster. We definitely have to practice self discipline because there are a lot of times we're not going to feel like doing something. We may feel too tired, but we still have to be self disciplined and carve out appropriate blocks of time to do the things, whether we feel like it or not. It's definitely not easy, but it will help us to get closer to our goals. Motivation comes and goes. It's not all the time we're going to feel motivated. This is why we have to rely on self discipline. So, the next time we don't feel like working on our goals, we have to still make a deal with ourselves. We must get up. We have to force ourselves to get up. And to continue with the book example, let's pretend that we're writing a book, but we don't necessarily feel like getting up to work on it. We're too tired to this or to that. Let's make a deal with ourselves that no matter how we feel, we're going to get up and get to the computer and work on it for at least 5 minutes. That's it, nothing more. Chances are that when you log into that computer and get into that document, you're going to work for much more than 5 minutes. But in case it is a day where you only work for 5 minutes, that's still okay because you practice that self discipline muscle. And the more you use it, the bigger it gets. So next time, it'll become easier and easier to do the things even when we don't feel like it, getting us closer to our goals and causing us to be more productive. Okay, and the next one is to don't make excuses. I know everyone has different circumstances and different responsibilities, but we all have the same amount of time in the day. We can all get certain things done in certain pockets of time. Some people have less responsibilities than us, and that's true. But some people also have more responsibilities than us, and if they can do it, then so can we. If we use the time instead of making excuses to go ahead and do the thing, we'd have that much more time to do the thing. Let's make one day into day one. We can start today. Let's make a deal to not make any more excuses and instead use that time to be more productive. You gotta wanna. Those who succeed are the ones that get up one more time than they failed. Did you know that Thomas Edison took at least 1,000 tries to get the light bulb done? Could you imagine if you would have just gave up? We probably wouldn't even have the light bulb today.
Hello? Okay, fine.
Maybe we would have, but much, much later. Who knows? The point is, he didn't make excuses. He didn't give up. He just kept going. And so can we. So let's not make any more excuses and use all of that time to crush our goals. I believe in you. You got this. And the next one is to find those pockets of time. Maybe we don't have 4 hours straight to work on our goals, and that's fine. But if you have children and they nap, or if they have quiet time, or if they go to school outside the home, you can definitely use those pockets of time. You may want to wake up earlier than your family and work on those goals if you're an early bird, or maybe even for an hour or two after they go to bed if you're more of a night owl. Just make sure that you're not sacrificing family time to do this, but other than that, I'm sure we can find these pockets of time within our day, even if it's just a couple of times a week to get on our goal. A couple of times a week is better than 0 times a week. So let's be sure that we make it work for us. Let's block uninterrupted scheduled times to work on our goals, and we'll get there before you know it. You're going to want to be prepared for when you find those pockets of time. So I suggest making a list of tasks that you can do with anywhere from 5 minutes to even 120 minutes. You never know how long you're going to get. And you don't want to be sitting around thinking about what it is that we can be doing to achieve our goals instead of actually doing it. So make sure that in your first quiet time that you get, write down a list of all of the things that you can do with whatever amount of time. That way, you always have something to do when those pocket of times do arise. Make sure you keep it somewhere secure, such as your planner or binder or a notebook. Whatever you can afford, go ahead and keep it in one central location so that when those pockets of time come, you're ready to get to work. Okay, and the last tip is to rest. You want to make sure you're properly rested so you can do your best quality work. When we're exhausted, we might be able to force ourselves to do the work. However, it won't be the best level of work. Trust me, I know from experience. But when you rest properly, you will be able to be more productive. So it is surprising that resting can actually make you more productive, but it really can. So make sure that you're scheduling rest and it's not always work, work, work. Please do work hard, but also make sure that you rest so you can be your most productive and efficient self and reach those goals that much faster. Okay, so those are all the tips on becoming more productive and achieving our goals faster. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. I have a lot of videos on homemaking, productivity, and positivity. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.